Well, I've been down that road a little bit, like I referenced earlier, and for us at Northridge, it's a lot of different ways to be successful. There's a lot of different ways to keep the wheels on the wagon successful. W's and L's are not always what we judge ourselves by, and I know these gentlemen are that way. And thankfully, we're not in West Texas or Texas in general, because they do judge it by W's and L's, and so it's just a matter of finding other ways to have success. And sometimes, we fought like heck. I almost cussed. It was the first time, but to get one win in that 0-10, we were dying and scratching and clawing, and our kids never quit, but we were mismatched, and so we were just looking for any little thing that could be considered successful. And we had a heck of a banquet, and it wasn't fun by normal standards, but the people that were inside the program and those closely associated with it, including our parent group, they all seemed to understand. So we had a successful year. But
I think you build bridges too. I mean, really, in the off season, we hold leadership meetings, as I'm sure everyone's doing, but I started that years ago because we don't pick a single captain. We haven't for years because we don't feel like we have that kind of guy anymore. So we expect our whole senior class to be our leadership group. So I actually hold a class on Monday nights in the off season, about 7 sessions, and we define leadership and a host of things that we just feel like kids don't know what that means anymore, and we're not going to take that for granted going into the season. So for us, we try to think that we build some bridges in the off season, so when things do go south at a point in time, we got some guys we can count on. So that's kind of our approach.
How do you feel you're gauged? And I would guess maybe by parents, you deal with parents a lot, maybe by people in general that follow high school football, maybe by your colleagues and or your administration. And Jeff talked about, it's not all about wins and losses. So how do you feel you are gauged in general, and do you feel it's fair?
Well, Jay's primary one way, of course, wasn't win losses, but like Jeff says, and a little saying that I think probably most of us heard is, the biggest victories, and in my own life, I've had a lot of them, but my own life, the biggest victories are the unpublished victories that we have with kids, with relationship with kids, and the way we get along, and going back to some of the things that have already been said, I think we try within our own team. As long as we keep that team, one of our favorite sayings is family, and that's what we do. We got each other's back, and I think all these guys will tell you the same thing. Football is a unique sport. It's very unique and compared to most of the other sports in the fact that you go to battle every night, every Friday night, or on game night with each other. You got to have each other's back, and you got to have trust in each other, whether you like them or dislike them or they're their best friends. And so within your own circle, I think as a team, we build that. And every night when we have practice and when we finish practice and when we start practice, they get that all the time. And I think we're judged by win-losses. We're judged sometimes by the way we treat kids when it's very unfair because a kid may go home and say something and it may be totally out of context and you get a parent upset. I haven't had a lot of problems with that. Good fortune in my life, but some of these other guys probably have. But I think we're judged many times. Is it fair? No, but there's a lot of things in life that are fair. If it was fair, we wouldn't be doing here. We wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. One thing that I do an exit interview at the end of the year, and my very first question I ask all the kids is this: did you have fun? Now, I'm in a situation where I'm not going to have a lot of D2, D1 players at my place, but I want my kids to have fun, because if they're having fun, then they are going to have a development of family and togetherness and teammanship, and it's going to be a worthwhile experience for them, whether they go, 3-7 or they go 10-0. That's important to us, and I try to even coach like that. Is have drills and stuff that are fun and competitive and all that kind of stuff to make the experience a positive, good, fun experience for the kids.